February 12, 1993, Liverpool, England. This afternoon, Ms. Denise Bulger led her 2-year-old son, James Bulger, went out shopping. At 15:40, just before the mother went to the cash register to pay the bill, she found that the child who was standing in front of the butcher shop had disappeared. The anxious mother immediately notified the police. The police vaguely saw in the unclear surveillance video that James was led out of the shopping mall by an older child at 15:42. In video, a boy is holding the hand of a child who has just learned to walk. Like a brother playing in a shopping mall with his younger brother. But then the most tragic murder in British history happened. It was an early morning. Robert Thompson and Jon Venables, who had skipped class, wandered the streets boringly. At this moment, one of them suggested, "Why not find a kid to play with? We can play with him as a toy. If it's broken, we can find a place to throw it away." Such a creepy proposal was approved by another companion, and they immediately began their devilish behavior. As the two of them were looking for a torture target, they found that a cute child, James, was standing alone eating chocolate beans not far away. They greeted little James easily and at the same time took control of his destiny. They holding the innocent child in their hands, and walked out of the shopping malls. Little James was taken to the side of the railway. Here, they smeared mud and paint on his face, took off his shoes and pants, lifted rocks to hit him and kick him. The 2-year-old James was abused to death in this way. The police also discovered that his rectum had been stuffed with 2 batteries. After he died, the 2 evil boys put his body on the rails and covered his bleeding head with a slate, hoping that the train would run over to create the illusion of an accident.
You're under caution, and you do not have to say anything unless you wish to do so, but anything you say may be given in evidence. Now you understand that, don't you, John?
Yeah.
Alright. I have a photograph here, which is a video camera photograph.
That's me. That's me. That's right.
So the boy holding James's hand is you.
Yeah.
And the boy ahead of you, in the dark jacket and trousers, Robert Thompson. And what was it you told us?
That I killed James.
Right. Now, I know that took a lot of doing.
I can't tell you anything else.
Why?
That's the worst bit.
Why? Okay, right. I know that's the worst bit, but you know what you did. Why? Think about it. Why? And just tell us what happened.
He took me around shop and started throwing bricks at him. And then...
Who did?
Robbie.
Why did he throw bricks at him?
No.
Where did the stones and the bar hit him?
In the head.
Was he bleeding?
Or either.
Where was he bleeding from?
Face. Then it was Robert's idea to kill him.
Okay.
So finish now because I can't speak anymore.
He hits him where exactly?
In the face.
In the
I
face.
think he hit him in the eyes.
And he hits him in the eyes. Right.
Now, was James making any noises then?
He was knocked out.
He was knocked out. Was he moving at all?
On November 1, 1993, the Preston Crown Court officially opened to hear the case. Nearly 500 demonstrators gathered outside the court to demand a heavy sentence for the murderer. In the courtroom, the two sat on elevated chairs. Except for allegations of murder, kidnapping, and attempted kidnapping, they both denied it completely. In addition, they remained almost silent. During the trial, after psychologists did a series of ability judgment questions for John and Robert, they confirmed that they fully possess the ability to distinguish right from wrong. Successfully overturned the assumption of child incapable of crime against John and Robert. The judge in court, Justice Moreland, relied on his testimony in a 20-hour recording of the interrogation, announcing that the two had committed unparalleled evil and barbarity, and their behavior was cunning and very wicked. Therefore, they were convicted of murder and kidnapping. At this point, Robert and John have become the youngest murderers in modern British history. Judge Moran recommended a sentence of at least 8 years imprisonment and stipulated specific actions that must not be taken after being released from prison. They are not allowed to return to Merseyside, where the crime occurred. They cannot communicate with each other for the rest of their lives. And they must undergo regular inspections. After being imprisoned, Jon Venables' luxurious prison was exposed. In addition to the basic bathroom and bed, his cell even has a broadband TV, sound system and personal gym. The whole thing cannot be seen as a prison cell. According to the prison administrator, these devices were given special treatment to prevent him from committing suicide. After being released from prison, Jon was repeatedly summoned by the police for fighting and possessing cocaine. In February 2010, 27-year-old Jon reported to the parole officer that his identity had been leaked and he was facing serious life threats. When the police assisted Jon's transfer, he found a large amount of child pornographic video and audio materials in his computer, and he sent Jon back to prison. After interrogation, it was learned that he had pretended to be a 35-year-old pedophile mother, downloaded and spread child pornography on the internet, and may have committed child molestation. On July 23, 2010, Jon was sentenced to 2 years in prison for possessing child pornography, paying to download and disseminating child pornography. It was reported on May 4, 2011 that Jon was given a new identity again and was released on parole. People thought he would reform from then, but unfortunately in 2018, Jon was again sentenced to 40 months in prison for crimes involving child pornography. It is reported that when it was found that there was child pornography on the computer, his wife was by the side and only then realized Jon's appalling past. 28 years have passed since this tragedy. If James is still alive, he will be 31 years old this year. Their parents suffered a long period of time during this period, and they couldn't forgive these two killers until today. Thanks for watching.